Are you familiar with the story of Purim? The Jews were in danger of being annihilated from the Persian Empire. All the Jews in the Persian Empire to be destroyed. This was Haman, the king's second in command, Haman. He convinced the king that the Jews are just a nuisance to society, harmful to the economy. He'd be best off to get rid of them. And the king went for this. While this was happening, the queen herself was Jewish. The king was not aware of this, but she was Jewish. Her cousin Mordechai, who happened to be a senior advisor in the king's palace, sends an urgent message to Esther and says, now is the time to reveal yourself to the king. Go in, talk to him in private. And she says, I can't do it. In the Persian Empire, if you walk into the king's chambers unannounced, you're dead. Now, the king could make an exception, but there's a good chance that I'll be killed and I won't be able to save the Jews and I'll just forfeit my life. There's no point. Mordechai says, no. Now is not the time to make calculations like this. You must do whatever it takes and go into the king and talk to him. Esther says, okay, but I want you and all the Jews to fast and pray for 3 days and nights on my behalf. And then she adds something very interesting. She says, I and my girls who help me out, we are also going to fast for 3 days and nights before we go see the king. Which is perplexing. She's going. There's a good chance the king will be upset and have her executed. The best thing she could do is look good to impress the king and make her fall in love with her and want to do whatever she asks. So why would she fast for 3 days and nights? She's not going to look very great after that. That's going to jeopardize her important mission of saving the Jewish people. She should do this not just for herself, but for the success of the mission. She should not fast for 3 days and nights. The answer is her and Mordechai both recognize that this was not a diplomacy glitch, that the Jews are suddenly under danger of annihilation. There's obviously something supernatural, irrational happening over here. The Jews at that time were very well off, economically, politically, socially. It made no sense that such a thing should happen. And the fact that it did meant they need to connect to the super-rational. They need to connect to God. And that has to do with fasting and praying. And that's what will make her mission successful. Not standard diplomacy. Because if it was standard times, such a decree could have never happened. In our times, things don't always seem rational. But that just teaches us that there is someone greater than the superpowers running the world. Not the people with nukes, not the superpowers. There's a God in heaven, creator of heaven and earth, who decides how things should work in the world. And if we want to bring stability to the world, if we want to bring redemption to the world, the best way to do that is by doing another mitzvah, helping another person, and saying another prayer to the creator of heaven and earth that he bring only goodness and blessing to the world.